Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann, and I'm gonna try to remember where I'm looking at the camera. But slightly new setup, trying to figure some stuff out. So you're gonna be slightly a part of like a focus group over the next month or two while I get everything that I've been talking about figured out. So I have a ton of stuff to show and talk about. I have the FFOs that I forgot to show last week. I have them in here with me, and also I know somebody was asking or mentioned that they wanted to see a finish parade. So I do have my stack of finished items, and I want y'all to be interactive with that. Some of them I know exactly how I'm gonna finish them, and I'll tell you what that is. And then there are some that I am so, they're either just so big and I don't have wall space for it, but I did them before, you know, they're older. So I did them before I was really like overly thinking about what the hell am I gonna do with this thing. And it was more of, oh, I like it. Okay, so there's a lot of finishes like that, but like I said, some I know exactly what I want to do with them, and some I need some advice. So I'm open to some suggestions of what to do with them, and the answers can't all be frame it, because I do not have space for some of these on my walls at all, zero space. So it needs to be something, hopefully some ideas that are more like more out there, outside of the box. If you can only think of framing, still mention it, but those are kind of where, that's kind of where I'm stuck. I can only see framing a few of these, but I have no place to put them. So I'm looking for, you know, some crazier methods. And then I've dyed some fabric, I've kitted up 2 things. So yeah, and I have a little bit of haul, and then I also have my WIP progress. So let's talk about WIP progress first. And also I'll just mention why my video is 2 days late. I normally film on Friday and upload on Friday after work, and Friday after work I was just mentally drained and exhausted, and also had a slight headache. And then most of yesterday, Saturday, I had a migraine. I had to take some of my prescription medicine, and so I was just, I actually recorded yesterday, and it was like an hour long, but most of it was rambles. It didn't even include everything that I wanted to show, everything that I wanted to talk about. It was honestly rambling. I felt like absolute like crap. So I nixed it, and I didn't end up uploading it. So I was hoping that I would just feel better today, and I do. So that's where we are. Okay, so last week I was trying to finish up some of Plague Doctor, and this is by Busby Designs, but this is Plague Doctor. I have so much left. Also, I'm not doing the outer ring. I talked about that whenever I very first started this, but that was a while back. So did I forget a stitch there? I did. Wow. No, I didn't. You just can barely tell. Okay, so this is where I got. So I ended up finishing this section right here. As you can see, it is incredibly confetti heavy. Also, I am filming on a new device, so you're gonna get some really, really spectacular video footage. I'm pretty excited, and that's kind of why I'm saying, like, I'm looking in a different direction, and it's gonna kind of be trial and error for a few weeks while I get everything figured out. Of how I kind of want the direction of my videos to go. I'm still designing and creating some stuff for them. So anyways, very confetti heavy in here. So this is where I am with that. That's about how much I have of him done. So you can see how much I have left. Here, I'll hold it on this side so that way you can really get a visual of how much is left. A fair amount, guys. Okay. I really do want to finish him though in 2019, but he's getting put up until 2019. So, but he's so much fun to work on. And I have said it before, but these are not the called for colors. Whenever I was pulling colors for this pattern, they're the more like purple based grays and browns. And I had already started my Hade at the time, and so all those colors are currently in my Hade. And so I had to find an alternative. So I did more like true brown based creams and then some true grays. And I love the way that it looks, especially on that fabric. That's the other thing. The like 2 colors that were called for that were the purple undertones that I did have in my kit at the time, they didn't look right with that color fabric, and I chose fabric over thread color. So, okay, so I kind of want to get into my current whip last, just a little bit, or I'll do it before the, what should I do? Okay, I'll just show it to you. So, and I'll talk about my birthday. So I started a birthday stitch because I love the Beatles. And Yellow Submarine has a very special place in my heart. I'm doing the entire series. And I finally cut up my fabric because stitching most of Yellow Submarine with like an armpit full of fabric to keep it out of your way is just very obnoxious. So I cut off half of it. So, and then this is most likely going to be the piece for Octopus Garden. Or Eleanor Rigby. I haven't yet decided. It depends. I'm gonna look at that long piece and see which one I think is best for the octopus. And then this is Strawberry Fields. So Strawberry Fields has been finished. The major change that I did alter some of the colors to look better with my fabric, but this said 1992 going down here. Because that's whenever the designer went to Strawberry Fields in the UK. And so instead, all of the other patterns except for Blackbird has the year the song came out incorporated into the pattern. And so I thought about just putting the year over here like it was already kind of like drawn out to be, and it was in green, so it kind of looked like part of the vines. I thought that that was really cute and really nice, but I thought it would be cooler to make the year kind of look like the address of the Strawberry Fields house. So that's what I did instead. And then the only other thing is you had the option to put like your initials somewhere over here. I think it was like right here, and I didn't do that. So those are like the biggest changes that I made on Strawberry Field. But I'm doing all 6 in the series, and my goal is to make a mini quilt with them. So I'm probably gonna go on Spoonflower or fabric.com and find some really funky fabrics for like a really funky like Beatles fabric or something for the back of the mini quilt, and then find some like more subtle but still kind of 70s psychedelic fabric for like the stashing and stuff, and may have to make a couple of quilt blocks to incorporate, since 4 out of the 6 pieces are bigger. Might have to have a couple of actual quilt blocks to fill in some space. So we'll see, but that's, you know, I'm hoping to get all of these done by next year. So anyway, so for my birthday, I wanted to start Yellow Submarine. It just has an extra special place in my heart. I was in marching band in high school, and we always made the joke that every time we traveled, even if we were on one of the nicer rental buses that are, you know, like fabric with like a bathroom or whatever, we would always kind of like start our bus trip singing We All Live on the Yellow Submarine. It was just a thing, It was a thing. My year didn't create it. It's been a thing for a long time at my high school, and we just always kept it up. And so, aside from just loving that song in general, it does have a little bit of a special place in my heart, for those friends and times and memories back in the day. So, and I am gonna have to drink some water throughout this video. Sorry if that bothers you, but I'm a little parched. Okay, so my birthday was actually really fantastic. I invited I think eight people or so to come over, and some people couldn't because they either couldn't find a sitter or they were gonna be out of town, or one of my really good friends, she's working and going to school, and this is her last semester, and she was like, dude, midterms. So I totally understand. But 4 out of the 8 people that I invited were able to come, and we just literally had an old-fashioned slumber party. It was 2 of my sorority sisters, one of my really good friends from college, and then my really good friend, I met one of her, now they're ex-coworkers now, but I met her whenever they worked together 4 years ago. So 2 of them I've known 13 years, one of them about 10 or 11, and the other one 3 or 4 years. So really good friends of mine, and they came over. We had chips and dip and popcorn, and I made King Ranch casserole for us for dinner. We made ice cream sundaes for dessert, and we had a movie marathon. We watched Now and Then, Hocus Pocus, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and Mermaids. And we just stayed, slept over. We did face masks. And then Sunday morning we had breakfast. And so I made a sausage, egg, and hash brown and cheese casserole. And it was so good. And it was so much fun. I think they all appreciated it. 2 out of the 5 of us are married. None of us have kids. And so it was just it was a time to just be with friends. And the really great thing is one of my sisters, obviously my sisters know each other, but one of my sisters knew my really good college friend, and then everyone else, and obviously my college friend knew her ex-coworker, but otherwise nobody else knew each other. And so, but everybody got along so fantastically. It was we had really good conversations, and it was just what everyone needed, and it was just the perfect birthday, in my opinion. So that just may be the go-to, having a girly slumber party, maybe the go-to from now on. They were all like, we should do this more often. So I don't know, maybe we'll try to do it once a quarter or something. I think it would be a lot of fun to try and do it more often and get everyone together for a slumber party. So anyways, I started Yellow Submarine on Sunday because all my friends left Sunday. My dad and Jackie came up Sunday midday, and we went to lunch. And so whenever they left, I was mentally decompressing from all the company and all of the Facebook messages. My birthday was actually Monday though. But anyway, so Sunday I started Yellow Submarine, and oh my gosh. So one thing that I did make a couple of color changes, because whenever I went to go buy the threads, they didn't have them. So I made some, I made a couple of switch outs. And the blue in the checker and the blue in the top are so close together that I just made them all the same color. So I haven't started the top yet. So what I have left is I have the end of the submarine to finish the checker. So finish the dark blue down here. I have little wavy lines to show the direction, just like the fish. I have the anchor, the year, and then I have the wave border across the top. But this is so beautiful. And you can kind of see it, but there is a pattern inside of the fish. Let's see if I can. It's supposed to be incredibly subtle, but you can kind of see it. So I've been working on this. I absolutely love it. The yellow is tedious, so I have to take breaks from this yellow. So I think I'm gonna try and finish the check. I may do a couple more, like maybe 2 more passes or 2 more strands of yellow in here, finish the checkerboard, do a little bit of this stuff, finish the yellow, and then hopefully just have the top. My goal is to have this done by tomorrow at the latest, possibly Tuesday, but I'm hoping tomorrow. And then for November, as soon as I'm done with this, I need to finish my cousin's wine bottle by Ursula and Michael, the Let's Drink Wine, or Let's Have Wine. I don't know. It's something, Let's something wine. It's either have or drink. Not sure. I think it's have. Anyways, I need to finish the bunch of grapes onto the sides so that way I can frame it and have it ready for my trip. And I also really need to finish my ionomy for Adam. But I have been taking that to work, although I haven't been able to work on it. So honestly, my goal is going to be to at least finish outlining the letters so that way I can ditch the pattern and just have to like slowly fill in the rest of the letters. And that hopefully will make it easier. So I may outline the letters at home one night and then take it to work, because it's easy to fill in the letters, but I'm almost to the point where I need to sketch out the last 2. So I may just go ahead and do that. But I'm going to attempt to keep working on that at work on my lunch break. And then I've been talking about what I want to take on my trip. So I leave for my trip in literally 16 days, and I'm so excited. Like so excited. So I've been talking about it, and I want to take Large London by Stitcherovia. This is a PDF pattern off of her Etsy. So this is the pattern. It's called Large London, and it's all these little motifs right here. The thing is, I'm going to change height focus. I am going to change this year from 2015 to say 2004, because that's whenever we went, and it's right over the Olympic rings, and the Olympic run went through London in 2004, and I got to hold one of the torches. It's like a really awesome memory that I have from my trip over there. I want to go back so bad. And so yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of editing to that, but I love how bright and fun all the colors are. The only color of the rainbow not represented in this pattern is yellow, which is why I went with Moon Glow by Picture This Plus. It is 18 count Aida, and I've gotten Moon Glow in my fabric of the month this year, my Baker's Dozen, and it's a linen, and it is not as bright on linen, but on Aida it is bright. So it was taking away from the colors of the thread. So I decided to overdyed fabric with coffee and tea, and this is how it came out. I'm totally okay with like these harsher lines going through it. I think that's how it just dried on my counter. They are not as harsh on this side, but I really kind of like how harsh it is. But these bright colors are literally just gonna pop on this fabric. I absolutely love it. So I think I'm still gonna take this, aside from the giant amount of the word London in the middle, which I may kind of like pre-start that again, because I can see where my original stitches were on here. You probably can't on video, but I can, but it's it's right there. But I may go ahead and start that just for like placement reference. So that way on my trip, I'm not working on this giant part, but I'm working on like the motifs around it. So that way it's kind of like a bunch of little tiny mini finishes while I'm on my trip. But you know, I don't want to get burnt out on a single project. So I want to take, and I'm not going to pull this out on a plane, dear bejesus, that would be massive. So I need to find something that would be easy to do on the plane. And that's where I think I'm going to take Brandon Gervais's Jingle All the Way and Candy Cane Wishes. I think just to get them like started a little bit early. I know they're on my Christmas wheel, but I'm in love with them. And I don't have everything over here with me, but I did dye some fabric for Candy Cane Wishes. So let me just show my haul really fast. So I did order a few patterns for my birthday. So I got Little House Needleworks, The Angels Sang. She is so cute. And I'm sorry about my nails. They are tragic. So I really like this. I think it's going to be pretty simple and easy. It's 72 by 119. So pretty small. And that's whenever it's finished on 30 count. So I'd probably do it on like 32 or 36 or 16 or 18, whatever I decide. So she'd be a little bit smaller than 4.5 by 8, but pretty small. But that's one of my favorite hymns at Christmas. And then I got the Festive Little Fobs Christmas edition. So I think these little fobs, I think I want to kind of start working on them next year and maybe get like 1 or 2 of the little fobs done each month. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if she's coming out with any more of these next year, but I really like this little cardinal stamp. I think he's really cute. Obviously the Holy Family. I really like the little reindeer, the poinsettia. This little Christmas tree has little lights on it. It's just very cute. So I got that to go with the rest of my collection. And then Noah's Ark, number 5, Noah's Christmas by Plum Street. This is the hyenas and the sheep. I'm really curious to see what the last part of this is going to be. Because it's only supposed to be 6 parts. So this is one that I'm going to start at Christmas time, and I'm pretty sure I put her on my Christmas start list too, because I want to get her started. But yeah, so I'm going to start these. There's also a free one that has the border and talks about like wiping your paws or hooves and blah, 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 which I think is really cute. I still want to do land animals on like a sandy colored fabric and sea animals on like a blue kind of fabric. I'm also tempted, there's a couple of like, there's doves and bees also doing air animals on a bluish fabric. I'm just kind of gonna see. Bees might be, I don't know, I want to try and make it somewhat of an even ratio of blue to tan fabrics, but we will see. But maybe I'll do the bees on tan because it has a bee box and those are on land. I don't know, or maybe I'll dye something kind of like submarine where, you know, you could have like a tan or a blue. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I went ahead and got, and I love this. This is apparently from 2012, but I recently saw it. I wasn't super back into cross stitch in 2012. It was about 2014, so I didn't know all of this world existed at the time. But I saw this, and not even like somebody else stitching it. I just stumbled across it somehow, and then I was like, oh my god, it's beautiful. I have to have that. And then every time I went to go look for it, it was always sold out. Like it somehow just got rediscovered, I guess, and people are flipping out over it. It is 189 by 91, and so on 30 count it's about 12.5 by 6.5. So pretty decent size, but I absolutely love this. I want my house is a single story, but I kind of want to make the colors of my house. So somebody suggests to me an overdyed that is mostly like a cream color with a little bit of like blushy like red going through it. I know there is one, but I can't think of the name of it, and I know one of y'all will know it. Because I have a red brick house that's been like overwashed with white. It was popular in the 70s, so my house is mostly white with like splashes of like terracotta red looking. The windows I would probably make more blue color rather than this cream, so that way the outline of the windows could be cream, and then the shutters would be this dark blue and the door would be the dark blue. So I just kind of want to make the house look a little bit more like mine, even though I'm still going to make this as a 3-story. I love everything about this. I will most likely not put a year or initials. Maybe I'll just do another acorn coming down or something. Or like another one of these over here if it will fit. And instead of saying Feast of Friendship, I want it to just say Welcome Friends, because I want to put it near my front door. But this is totally my aesthetic. This fruit bowls and things like that. I love that kind of stuff. And then this is just so perfect. This will look so beautiful next to my front door whenever people first come into my house. And then, oh my gosh, I had to have this to go with my other 3. So y'all know that I've recently finished The Witch. I'm starting Santa on my Christmas wheel, but now I also have him. He's so cute. So that brings me to what I've kitted. So I have kitted up Santa. And I have them, I'm gonna keep them both in the same bag. So Santa's gonna go on this golden color fabric. I'm also darkening up Santa's jacket with this darker red, but those are just gonna look so beautiful on that coffee tea dyed. So this was Midas by Picture This Plus, super bright gold yellow. I over coffee tea dyed it, so that's gonna be beautiful. The Witch was done on an over coffee tea dyed of a pink, that fabric that I did. This one is what's crazy. So I'm gonna do the snowman on this. So you're gonna see what this color was originally. Actually, I'll just grab it because it is wild. This is the color that this was originally. This is the other half of this finish piece. So I coffee tea dyed this, and that's how this turned out. So this is Coastal by Picture This Plus. Coastal by Picture This Plus. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like now. Pretty disgusting, but in a good way. I don't mean disgusting in a gross way. I love it. So this is gonna be my fabric for the snowman, and I'm improvising some of the colors, but I don't care. For my witch, I only did one over dyed floss because I just didn't have any colors for anything else, or I didn't think I did. So I did DMC for most of it. But for these, I actually had most of the called for these two. So I did pick out overdyes for most of them. So that's gonna be the snowman. He's gonna be oatmeal. So I'm so excited about that. And I think I may take these on my trip because the snowman and Santa are gonna be small enough to work on the plane. And I have some layovers. I don't change planes, but I will have to just sit there. So I definitely, I will just have to sit on a plane while people get off and on and they clean and whatnot. So I definitely want to have some stitching projects while I listen to like an audiobook on the way there and on the way back. So I am going to take the snowman and the Santa, I think, as my other two projects, because they're small enough, and I'm only going to travel with a working copy, because these are actually in color. I don't know if you have this set or not, but if you're thinking about getting it, they actually, they're super like thick, and they're in color. So I'm just gonna like flash it. They're in color. So I make a scan that I can highlight on in black and white. So that way, if you make a scan in color from a color copy, you sometimes can't highlight over it, or sometimes you can't see the highlighter over it, and that's not going to help me at all. I am very much a highlight person. Like, I'm even highlighting inside of, I already have the outline, but for some, I don't know. It's like a compulsive thing. I have to highlight it. So this is also going to go with me on my travels. So I'm only going to take the working copies with me. And if something happens and they get ruined, then I guess I'll just work on something else. I don't know what to say. Okay, so that's everything that I have to show you as far as like haul, fabric that I've over dyed this week, and whips and all of that. So let me show you my FFOs. So this is the first one. This is in a shadow box. I need to take this sticker off. I took 3 of my actual wine corks, and so this is the Lizzie Kate Wine a Bit You'll Feel Better. This is one of Jackie's Christmas gifts. So I just got from Hobby Lobby one of the why can't I think of the word? Oh, shadow boxes. I literally just said it. I got one of the shadow boxes. It came with 2 pearl pins. So I just pin this in, and you can see it's kind of sticking out. I cut it a little wonky on purpose, and then I put 3 actual wine corks in there. I picked this one because I thought it was really neat with South America on there. This one with the grapes, and then I drink a wine called Happy Cat, and they didn't always have cats on the wine corks, but now they do. So I just love those. I framed my Michael Powell finally. The only thing is I really loved this frame for this, and I thought that it was going to fit beautifully, but the frame does cut some of this off. So it is cut down to size, but it is cut down to where I can find a new frame for this. I wanted something really intricate and detailed to kind of match everything, but I don't like that it overlaps. I'm okay with it for now. So I do want to go and find another frame that is the right size, that is the same size, but doesn't have this overlapping onto the glass. And then something will eventually go in here, because I think this frame is gorgeous. It's super... This literally just reminds me of Venetian wood carvings. I've been to Venice before, and there's all these wood carving vendors there, and it's all just so beautiful. And so this is kind of why I picked out this frame. So it's a little unfortunate because this is so beautiful, but I think at some point this will bother me. But I have it framed for now just to keep it safe. And then I unframed something that I took off of one of my walls after I redid them in the hallway to frame up my quotes to live by. So she is framed, and she is going in my room. I think this looks fantastic. I love it. Now that it's all framed, it's going to be on the wall. The colors all together, I'm just so proud of this. I love this so much. So I've got to get the ladder in my room to hang up the nails, and then fight with these stupid things. Okay. I have a chunk of finishes here. The last one is this. So I was trying to FFO this the other week, and I was trying to work with that black foam board, and I hate that shit. I'm not dealing with it at all. So what I thought what my new thought is, I'm gonna unscrew the plate on the back. I am going to, I don't know, I may not unscrew it. I am going to hot glue my piece to this frame. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna hot glue my piece to this frame, and then I'm going to stuff it with batting to poof it just a little bit, and then seal it down. And then, funny fact, I cannot find the scissor fob that I bought, specifically the planchette, to hook onto one of the ropes. I filmed the unboxing of that, and I put it with all my other stuff from that film in my sewing room, and it has somehow disappeared. So I've got to either find that or buy a new one. But once I find it or buy a new one, that's going to wrap around here. I'm basically just going to, like, I'm not looping it to scissors, so I'm going to loop it to itself, basically, so the planchette just, like, dangles. So that, I've got to finish that. Okay. So, these four right here, I know how they're going to be finished. I'm going to send them to Heather. I asked Heather if she would flat fold some stuff for me, because here's the thing. I can figure out how to do a flat fold. It's not that. I don't want to. You know how, like, okay, have you ever gone to a craft store and you're like, I could make that, but I don't want to, so you just buy it from the person who already made it? That's how I feel about flat folding. I just don't feel like it's a craft that I would enjoy, or a finishing style that I would enjoy doing myself, but I love the look of it. So I asked Heather, because she's gotten so good at it and actually really enjoys doing it. I asked her if she would flat fold a few things for me, and she said yes. So I'm going to send her these two guys. So this is the Frosted Pumpkin Sleepy Hollow, and both of these, why do you look funky? That stitch looks weird. Both of these had, like, in between, like, this part and this little part, and the presents and this part had an alphabet. They were alphabet samplers, but I didn't really like it like that, so I just made these tiny little guys. So I'm gonna send those to Heather to flat fold. And I originally had a master plan for how I wanted to do the Frosted Pumpkin seasons. And I just don't like that master plan anymore, so I think a flat fold is gonna be best. So this is the Frosted Pumpkin. This is Summer Beach Day, and I own the other three. I have at one point started the autumn, but then they came out with more, and I had that grand idea, which I'm not doing now. But I do have all four of them. I just need to stitch the other three. Autumn is already kitted, and then I have the other two, but so I think I'm just gonna have them flat folded. But this is the Frosted Pumpkin Summer Beach Day. So I'm gonna send that to Heather. And I've already nicely ironed these, but they're gonna be shipped, so they've got to be re-ironed anyways, I guess. And then the last one that I'm gonna send her is this one. This is Little House Needleworks Embroidery Guild. I did not give them eyes. I'm totally okay with that, but this was my first project on linen, and I love it. I changed up some of the colors in their dresses, and I also changed the date to be the year that I started in my embroidery bee. The pink dress girl, it's supposed to be like a darker red, and these are supposed to be darker red. So I made her more of a pink color, and I changed up her hair color, and then I made those blue. So So I did make a few changes on that piece. So those are gonna go to Heather. Then I have some that I know what I'm gonna do with them, and then some that I don't. So this little I Love New York, I'm just gonna find a little simple black frame for. My cactus cat, I'm going to do a canvas finish like I have all of my Satsuma Street like cats and animals so far. So I just need to go buy a pack of canvases to staple this onto. That's just literally me being lazy and not going to the store. I'm gonna try and keep these as ironed as possible. Let me talk about the ones that I know what the hell I'm doing with them. Again, canvas finish. I just need to go and get canvas. This is another Satsuma Street. This is Halloween Cat. So I just need to go and get a canvas for that to finish it. Okay. This one right here, I want to find some cute fabric, and I'm gonna make this a pillow that I only bring out at Christmas time. So I'm gonna make this a pillow, and whenever I finish the Halloween one, the Halloween version of this, that's what I'm gonna do with that one as well. So I have enough room on the sides for pillow sewing. I may add sashing, I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna make it like a standard size to actually put like a real pillow in it. I'll just fill it with fiber fill, because I'm hoping that this will be sitting in a chair that nobody will mess with it. Okay, what else do I have here? Okay, so I have a great idea about how to finish these. So as I finish cities, all of my cities are on the same fabric. This is Pictureless Plus Confetti in Crystal in size 16 Ada. I'm doing all the cities on this fabric. But what I want to do is sew this to a plain back, to where if I ever actually visit that place, I can put the year and like who I went with and whatnot. And if I ever go to some place twice, I'm probably like start on the top and go down. So I want to put a plain fabric on the back of all of them and kind of sew them like little pockets, but have kind of like a canvas with brads going down it, or not brads, but rings. And then I'm going to kind of put them into like a book. So I want to kind of make like a book cover. And I want to stitch a world map, which I already have a pattern of that I bought online years ago. And I can't think of the designer right now, but it is on Etsy. But I think it would be really cool if the outside of the book was a world map, and then the inside just had fabric with ribbons coming out of it. So like long enough to make this however big I want. And then put, you know, this ribbon off the side of these and kind of make them like scrapbook pages. And so the ribbons will be long enough to where I can add more as more patterns come out. And then if the back is plain, and I can write when and who with I went to some of these places. So that's kind of what I want to do, but I'm waiting to kind of construct that. I want to have a few cities done, and then I also need to obviously stitch the world map. So that's coming soon. So coming soon, I don't know when. Maybe next year I'll start the world map so that way I can at least get it in the process, in the works. Okay, so here are the ones that I would love to have some of your advice on, and I'm also going to do a whip parade. I'm probably my progress or Friday video while I'm on vacation will be a whip parade that I pre-record. So clearly it won't include the whips that are with me, or I can show them before progress, and then they'll be a part of the next week's video. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pre-record a whip parade for y'all for that week. But these are finishes that I don't know how to finish them. Some, it probably is going to come down to just framing it, sucking it up, and putting it somewhere. But I really, truly do not have wall space the size of some of these. And I don't know what to do with them. And I don't know if I should just frame them and maybe give them away because they're no longer like really my aesthetic. I don't really know. So this is my little witch. And I think actually, talking to Heather the other day, I think I've found a way that I want to finish these. So they're round, so they're like an odd shape, and I was thinking about making them into like a little pillow, but I was seeing everybody getting shaker boxes, and even, I mean, this is done on a shaker box. So I was thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna go explore Hobby Lobby and see if I can find a wooden box, or you know, the ones that you can like finish yourself and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna see if I can find one that is a little bit bigger than this one. This is gonna be the biggest of the set. The Santa is gonna be on 16 count fabric, and the snowman is gonna be on 18 count fabric, and the chicken, whenever that one happens, is gonna be on 18 count fabric. So she's going to be the biggest size. This is 28 count. So she's the largest. So I want to find a box that fits her. And actually I need 2 boxes because Christmas there are 2. Or I may get some of just like those like mounting circles that are kind of like, you can use them as like awards and stuff, and just use maybe like a plate stand for them. I don't know. I'm going to go explore the Hobby Lobby wood aisle and see what I can find, and maybe use magnets, like finish them up, like stain them or paint them or whatever, finish them up somehow, and then like make it a changeable thing for the different ones. So I kind of have an idea of how I want to finish her. So, and this is Brenda Gervais, Spirits and Spells. And this is the only variegated that I used in this one. So she is going to look a little bit different from the others, but that's okay. The chick may be less variegated colors as well. But this variegated that I use in here, I dyed like a year and a half ago. So, okay. The ones that I don't know what to do with because they're just massive. I just don't know what to do with them. So I have my Victoria sponge. Oh, wow. You can now really see it. You couldn't for the longest. Oh, no. Whenever I ironed it. Damn it. Okay, first of all, how do you get highlighter out of this? Please let me know. Maybe I'll get a Tide pen and see if I can get it out. Or is it vinegar? White vinegar? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, yeah, let me know if you know a way to get highlighter out of fabric. Before I ironed this, you couldn't really see it. Damn. That looks so awful. But regardless, I need ideas of what to do with this. This is massive. I don't know what to do with it. It's just so big. I started this back whenever I didn't know about custom fabrics or stitching on anything other than 14 count. I don't know what to do with something this big. I might be able to frame this and put this in my kitchen. But it is massive, and I don't think I have a space this big. Maybe half this size. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. Guys, let me know. And is it... Can I get that out, do you think? If not, what do I do with it? Is it trash now? Ah, damn it. Okay. Let me know what you think. I'm genuinely looking for some advice here. Okay, this is the one that I unframed to frame my quotes to live by. And this is Once Upon a Time by Frosted Pumpkin. So this is the one that, this is like the first design that I did that wasn't a kit back in 2014. Whenever I was discovering all the things that there were to discover. This and Victoria Sponge, I started around the same time. And I actually started this club in May And so I got the whole thing caught up by September, and then I stayed up to date with it. So I unframed this and took it off my wall so that way I could frame up quotes to live by. And the spot that this was in my hallway is now occupied by that daisy frame that I think I've showed. Maybe not in a FlossTube video, but it's been in a declutter video, I'm sure. So I don't know what to do with this now. I don't know what to do with that one. And then, speaking of that one, I have the Once Upon a Time, or the Storytime Classics, also by Frosted Pumpkin. I don't know what to do with this one either, and I did all 13, so I'm kind of limited because I did that. But I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do instead of, so I just did all of them. If I would have known that they were going to do that, I would have moved it up a little bit, but you didn't know until literally December or November or something like that year, so kind of threw everyone for a loop, honestly. Because I would have done something different with the middle row, but I mean, they told us in November or December that you had 2 options, so I just figured it out. I don't know what to do with these, and I am going to finish Happily Ever After. So all 3 of these go together. So I don't have any nieces or anything like that I can like frame these or make these into a pillow and give them to her or anything like that. I don't have siblings, so I'm never going to have a niece unless I get married and they have siblings, or unless I have kids. So I don't know what to do with these. I guess I could make them into wall hangings, but again, I don't have a place to hang them, but I guess they could just be there in case I ever do pop out a child, which I highly doubt. And that's not I want to get married at some point in life, but I don't know if I ever want children of my own. I just don't think that's a thing that was meant for me. And I'm fine with that. By the way, if it happens, it happens. It also depends on who I end up with. That's kind of where I'm at in life. Fun fact. Or not at in life. I think this is just me, period. I can be with or without children. That's what I mean. If I marry somebody who wants to have them, we'll give it a go. If I marry somebody who doesn't want to have them, I'm fine with that too. I'm okay with or without having them, and it needs to be a mutual decision with whoever I end up with, right? That's how I feel. I don't feel like it's a deal breaker it's not a deal breaker for me. If I fall for somebody who doesn't want children, that's not a deal breaker for me. I'll be fine with it. And if I'm out of my prime, adoption has always been an option in my head. So, do you keep stuff just in case you have a child? I mean, I think that's silly. I don't know what to do with them, and I don't know what to do with Happily Ever After I finish it, but I want to finish it because I love working on it. I say that, and I haven't been working on it, but it's so pretty, okay? I love working on the pretty, like, scrolly flowers, but I don't know what to do with them. And I love stories and I love books, and I've read a lot of these, but I don't know what to do with them. The only thing I can think of is maybe put them in the London room, because so many classic books are from Europe. But I don't know. Give me some suggestions. A pillow, a wall hanging still has to have room on a wall, so that's not the best option. What do y'all think? I don't know. Flat fold. I mean, is it impossible to do flat folds for large things? Or, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. My office with my library books, which, not library books, but like my library of books, is also like my sewing and craft room, and I've been decluttering my books. So, I don't have like a book collection. So it's not like this would go perfect in like a library or something. I don't know. I need help with those 3, honestly. Victoria Sponge I need help with. The 2 story ones, the Once Upon a Time and Storytime Classics, and then also whenever Happily Ever After is done, I kind of want, since they're a part of a trilogy, I kind of want to make them the same outcome. I don't know what to do. Somebody give me some advice. And then the last one is honestly my largest whip or finish. It's not a whip. It's not an FFO. It's a finish. It's my largest one, and because of that, I have no wall space for this. No clue what to do with this. This is one of the first ones that I did whenever I discovered what a sow was in 2015. What the hell do I do with this? What do I do with this? It's so massive. Like, this is the one where I'm kind of like, the only thing that makes sense is to frame it. But at the same time, I don't have any wall for this. I absolutely adore this. But what do I do with it? I don't know what to do with this. I spent so much time on this. There's so many like details. I love this. The phases of the moon. I love it. I love it all. It's a little wonky, but it's fine. This is, I mean, this was one of the first times that I stitched on over dyed fabrics, and it was very soft for me. So I had tension issues every once in a while. So I realized I've come a long way with how good my stitches are, but this was also the first time I ever used like variegated thread like that. I mean, this is a really, I love this piece, even though there's some like wonky issues with the full moon. Don't judge. My stitches are way better now. Way better. But I absolutely love this. I just have no flipping idea what to do with it. It's like a miniature blanket. I could make this into a shirt. I don't know what to do with this. So somebody please give me some advice on these last 4 finishes. I'm just so much at a loss. Maybe that one would be good to be made into a pillow. I mean, I'm cutting it a little close on the size, but it is just enough for a 1/4 inch round. So I mean, I could make this into a pillow, I guess. That's probably the only option that I could even remotely see. I don't know, but I'm a very creative person, guys, but I'm just at a loss for this one. So somebody give me a great idea. A pillow might be the only option. Look how cute Scorpio is. I absolutely love him. I just don't know what to do with this. And you know what's really sad? The Satsuma Street Zodiacs is going to end up being the same size or bigger. And I'm putting all of that on one piece too because I'm an idiot. That's okay. That's the thing though, like that one because of the coloring of it, that one I would rather frame and find a place on my wall. This one, as much as I love it, I don't know, maybe a pillow. I don't know. Cause it's less my style nowadays. So I don't want to make real estate on my walls for it. Oh, I need water. My throat. So I don't know. So that's, some of y'all were asking for a finish parade. This is my longest video in a very long time. But some of y'all are asking for a finish parade. That's the finish parade. That's the FFOs, the most recent FFOs. And what I intend on doing with these, I just need to actually do it. And so that's kind of actually a goal of mine by the end of the year, is to get some of these, the ones that I know what I'm going to do with them, is to actually either send them off and get them flat folded, or go buy those canvases and canvas finish those and finish my Ouija board and all that. Those are definitely in the plans. And those are some of my stitching plans for November. And it's kind of a pre-start on my Christmas wheel. If I take the Santa and the snowman on my trip. But I'm okay with that. You know, it's for stuff that I absolutely want to finish like soon, or not finish soon, but things that I want to start soon, or things in my whip pile. I don't have as much smaller things. Like most of the stuff that I have are larger or way more intricate, have a ton of colors, a ton of color changes, and I don't want to take all of that on a plane. I actually, you know what I thought about taking, and this is gonna sound insane, maybe, is to take my Haid, but to only take the color black, to take a couple skeins of black and work on my Haid and just work on black. But I think if that's my only option on a plane, I would just not stitch. So I would use the Wi-Fi and watch YouTube or something. So anyways, that's where I'm at with all of that. I don't know what to do with those. I just don't know. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any remote idea how to finish the last 3. They are monstrous. I don't know what to do with them. I'm thinking a pillow for the Zodiac, but one of y'all may come back with a really fantastic idea other than a pillow. And I don't know what to do with the other ones either. Pillow? I don't know. Do you just make everything into a pillow if you don't have room for it on your wall? Or, I mean, can you make a flat fold out of something that big? I mean, it is, they're so big. Sorry about that. They're so massive. I'm trying to wrap my head around it just looking at them. I don't know what to do. But anyway, so that's a goal, is to finish some of these up. Maybe not the sewing ones, but the ones that are quicker, easier finishes. Trying to get them finished by the end of the year, just to get the pile way down. But anyways, that is this week's video. So a lot of things. You got to see whips, you got to see haul, you got to see dyed fabric, a couple of things kitted up, and a whole lot of finishes and some FFOs. So a little bit of everything this week. That's not going to be a normal, because hi, if you've been here for a while, you've been here for a while, so you know how things go. But yeah, so I'm going to keep on working on Yellow Submarine, hopefully get a Christmas present finish for this next week. That's the goals. And then we're going to go from there. I may start something or work on another why do I keep on saying Halloween? I may work on another Christmas one. My 12 days of, that's the thing. So this week I want to finish Yellow Sub. I want to finish my cousins, and I want to be working on Ionomy, and I'll either just bring it out at nighttime and try to crack it out, because I'm clearly just not working on it at work. Things just keep on happening and coming up. And so I just like, oh my gosh, mentally take a break rather than stitch on my lunch breaks. But as long as I get my cousins finished, I'll be happy. And I want to do that by the end of this week. And then my 12 days of Christmas is on my Christmas wheel, but it is so close to a finish. So if I think that I can work on it and Ionomy and get both of those finished the week before my trip, I may just do that. Because as of right now, I think there's a gazillion things on my Christmas wheel. There's so many things on here. So I have Gingerbread Lane, Apostles' Creed, 12 Days of Christmas, Start Christmas Rules, Start the Santa Sampler, Start the Angels Sang, Start the Little House ABC's Winter, Start Jingle All the Way, Start the Nativity, Start O Tannenbaum, Start Noah's Ark, and Start Candy Cane Dreams. That's not even on here. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 things. So yeah, I'm gonna try and see if some of them can be in November, just for, you know, sanity. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Those are kind of like my goals. November is kind of like finishing up gifts, obviously, and then kind of starting on Christmas just because I want to, honestly. And then Giant London. Those are kind of, that's where I'm kind of at. And it may change because I'm kind of also really itching to start that pear pattern that I found while I was hanging out with Vicky. But that may just wait until the new year. As you can tell, I'm not doing the No Start 2019. I want to maybe not start I maybe want to start not all the things. I really am liking doing a holiday or like a season, or I mean, not a holiday, season. It's the same thing. Or no, it's not. A season or a holiday specific of starts and whips. So that way I kind of work on a little bit of everything. So I'm kind of digging it, and I'm liking the wheel, and I've talked about this before, but my Tiny Decisions app, I have 4 different wheels. Can you see them? So I have what to stitch. Oh, no, don't delete. So I have what to stitch. So it's like, I have oldest whips, closest to a finish, new start, Haid, a present stitch, a Satsuma City, Stitcher's Choice, or whip. And so, so I have that wheel. Then I have my whips wheel, and as I finish things or add things, I update this. I have Satsuma Cities because there's so many of them, and I own the entire collection because I'm a crazy person. I have 1 finished, I have 2 as whips, and there's 14 that I have yet to start, and that's not including the Wizard of Oz one, so 15. So if my what to stitch lands on a city, then I can spin this to see which one I want to start, and then my Christmas stitching wheel. So I can do like seasons or specific holidays, so like spring, summer, whatever, or, you know, specific holidays like Halloween, Christmas, things like that. So I have a couple different like options. If I really want to work on a whip, but I don't know which one, I can spin the whip wheel. If I don't know what I want to do, I'm kind of feeling a whip, I'm kind of feeling a new start, or my Haid or whatever, I can spin the what to stitch wheel, and it kind of gives me a direction of what I should do in general. And then the cities, and then if I have a specific month that I want to do, like if I know for a fact I want to work on these this month or start these, I just put them all in one wheel and just spin that like 1 or 2 spins a week for that month. So if you've been here for the last few months, you've kind of seen me use that and seen how I have it set up. But yeah. With all the stuff that I want to start for Christmas, I will be at 47 whips, but some of them I'm going to be able to finish. Like 12 Days of Christmas should be able to finish. The 47 also includes the Ionomy and the present for my cousin. It also includes Candy Cane Wishes and Jingle All the Way, which those I'll definitely be able to finish because I'm going to make myself finish it. It also includes Yellow Sub. So, I mean, that's like 5 or 6 right there that I know are going to get finished. So they aren't staying, I'm getting things finished as well, but it is a big number. And some of my really big whips, and you'll see them whenever I do the whip parade in 2 weeks, I need to get them done. I mean, they're older, I need to get them done, and get them in the works of being finished, just to like move on, because I love having so many options. It really helps my ADD brain, but at the same time, I don't want to have this many whips ever again. I want to have it as a more manageable number, like 10 or 12 at the most. So I really got to get it down, but at the same time, I want to start new things. So I know that this year is supposed to be the year of the whips. But the list that I made of whips that I wanted to get gone, I've finished 15 things so far this year. And a couple of them have been bigger things, so I've been really proud of that. But most of them have been things that I've started this year. So that's another thing. Things that I've started this year, I've gotten really excited about them, and I power through them in like 4 or 5 days because that's how bad I want them done. And I'm just not giving that amount of attention on some of my older whips. And I need to find the perfect balance of things that I want finished that I started a long time ago and things that I want to do now that I also want finished now. So it's finding that balance and getting things finished, because I mean, the last few months I have not been afraid to straight up throw away a whip because I just no longer, like, I just saw no point of even finishing it. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, what are y'all working on? Some advice on those bigger pieces for finishing, and give me some motivation to literally just get my ass in gear to get the other ones FFO that I know what I want to do with them, except for the Hawaii. I want to have a couple more cities done because I've got to figure out all the logistics and find the right products. But I know how I want to finish it, so I'm not as worried about that one. And then, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with everything. I hope that you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the little parade, and I will see